question is about the paid up capital of Science Traders Limited amounted to rupees 5 lakh, consisted of 2,005% cumulative shares, preference shares of rupees 100 each, and 30,000 equity shares of 10 each. The preference dividend were in arrears for 30,000, for rupees 30,000. So, three informations are given for us. One is there are 2,000 preference shares in the company of rupees 100 each, 30,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, and there is a preference dividend of arrears, in arrears for rupees 30,000. So these three things, these three are the liabilities existing in the company as of now. Now, the succession of losses having been incurred by the company, the directors recommended to the shareholders the proposal to reduce the capital in and provide a sum sufficient for the following purposes. So, three things has to be written down. Here it is given to write down the book value of patents by rupees 70,000, plant and machinery by rupees 17,000, and tools and equipments by rupees 2,000. ये तो राइट ऑफ में आता है, वो कैपिटल रिडक्शन अकाउंट से हमें डेबिट करके निकालना है, वो हम लास्ट में करेंगे, ठीक है. Three things has to be written off. Along with that, there is a debit balance of profit and loss account that is also to be written off. Any balance made available by the reduction of capital to be written off to the experiment and research expenses. So whatever balance left out, usko hum write off karenge. Experiment and research expenses means we have to transfer the rest balances, means write off the rest balances for experiment and research expenses. So generally the balance left out we used to transfer to capital reserve. इसमें हम capital reserve में नहीं transfer करेंगे. We will be writing off the experiment and research expenses, whatever balance left out in the capital reduction account. Okay. Now there are three things given here. The scheme duly approved and authorized provided as follows: for every 5 preference shares, 4% cumulative preference shares of rupees 100 each and 20 equity shares of rupees 2 each were issued. So what is the scheme now? What they are discussing to do? For every 5% preference shares. So abhi hamare paas 2,000 preference shares total hai, which you can see here. है ना? On that, for that they are issuing, for every 5 preference shares, 3 cumulative preference shares 4% का issue हो रहा है. 5 पे 3 नया share issue कर रहा है. Okay, नया preference shares and 20 equity shares of rupees 2 each. And along with that, they are issuing 20 equity shares of rupees 2 each also. Okay, 20 equity shares. मतलब rest, for the rest. For every 5 preference shares, 4% cumulative shares of rupees 100 each were issued and 20 equity shares of rupees 2 each was also issued. So 3 preference shares and 20 equity shares were issued for every 5 equity preference shares. Okay, आपके पास 5 शेयर है तो अभी उसके बदले में आपको क्या मिल रहा है? 3 नया प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स मिल रहा है एंड 20 नया इक्विटी शेयर्स मिल रहा है 5 पे. ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ द सिचुएशन इज. नेक्स्ट वी विल अंडरस्टैंड, वी विल गो फॉर द एंट्रीज लेटर. अभी पहले क्वेश्चन समझेंगे, ठीक है. देन फॉर एवरी 10 rupees 10 of accumulated arrears of preference dividend, 1 equity shares of rupees 2 each is issued. मतलब for rupees 10 accumulated arrears of preference dividend. अभी preference dividend arrears है कंपनी में 30,000. Okay, 30,000 of for that 30,000, for rupees 10, every 10 rupees of preference dividend, 2 rupees का equity share issue होगा. So 30,000 पे कितना issue होगा? So that we will see later. Okay, कितना amount का equity share issue होगा and कितना बच जाता है, that we will see later. Okay. Next, for every 5 old equity shares, 1 new equity shares of rupees 2 each is issued. So for every 5 old equity shares, 1 new equity shares of rupees 2 each is issued. So if you are already having 5 equity shares, so there in the company there are 30,000 equity shares. So 30,000 में से आपका 5 शेयर पे आपको एक नया शेयर मिल रहा है. So 30,000 शेयर्स पे कितना नया शेयर्स मिलेगा वो हम बाद में कैलकुलेट करेंगे. ठीक है. So this is what the situation is. Let us solve this question now. You are required to show the journal entries and prepare share capital account and capital reduction account to record the above in the books of the company. Okay. So shall we start? Sheldon and Bhavya just joined now. But Bhavya has not joined with the speaker connected. Pranav is also not joined with the speaker connected. Yes. So we will be solving this question. Those who joined late, please take a screenshot of this question. Sheldon and Nidhi, we will be solving this question. Both of you joined late. Okay, so question number 4. Let us start solving. Yes, students, everyone are there. Shall we start?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So little bit different kind of question. Let us solve this. I will be sharing the screen whiteboard with you all now. Shall Okay, hope you have taken the screenshot of the question. Now, question number 4. We are solving. We have to pass the journal entries. So I will quickly prepare the columns required. And so entries are not many in this question. है ना? Entries ज़्यादा नहीं है, but the adjustments are given are little bit tricky. So we have to check each and every entry 2 or 3 times properly. Usko transactions ko read karo, then you pass the entries because it's little bit tricky. Okay. So let us start.
Yes, ma'am.
So the first entry which we are supposed to pass, that is related with, we'll be passing the entry related with preference shares. Okay. So now, what was the entry given? What was the adjustment given? A second. I'll just go to the question once again so that you can see the question here itself. Yeah. For every 5% preference shares, 4% cumulative shares of rupees 100 each, and 20 equity shares of rupees 2 each were issued. So this is what the situation. Okay. So for every 5 preference shares, 3 cumulative shares, 4% cumulative shares, and 20 equity shares. Okay. Let us see. Just give me a minute. Okay. Okay, so rate of share capital. This is the question. Okay. 2000 shares hai, 2000 shares of rupees 100 each. So this is what the situation. and for every 5 preference shares, 3 cumulative shares were issued. Matlab, for every 5, 3 cumulative shares, 4% cumulative preference shares were issued of rupees 100 each, and 20 equity shares of rupees 2 each. I guess this should be 2 equity shares because 5 पे 3 पे दे दिया, so it should be 2 equity shares. I think there is a mistake in the question. It should not be 20 bacho. It should be 2 equity shares. Okay, 2 equity shares of rupees 20 each. I guess. Yes, 2 equity shares of rupees 20 each. Okay, just correct the question. Huh? Question I don't know. अभी चाहिए तो आप स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो. That will be better. क्योंकि मैंने अभी थोड़ा करेक्शन किया. क्वेश्चन में मिस्टेक्स है. It cannot be 20 equity shares of rupees 2 each. You just write 2 equity shares of rupees 20 each. Okay. So now the question is quite clear. Okay. So if you are having 5 preference shares, आपको 3 equity share मिला उसके बदले और 2 3 preference shares नया मिला और 2 equity shares नया मिला. So this is now quite clear, है ना? So if you are having 2000 shares now, 2000 shares आपके पास है. So 3 by 5, that is what you will be getting the preference shares of rupees 100 each. Clear? Then 2000 multiplied by 2 by 5, that is what equity shares you are getting of rupees 20 each. Now it is clear. Okay. So hope it is clear, students. This is how we will be making the calculation. So then let us see, और कुछ बच गया है क्या preference shareholders को? बच गया है, तो then we will be transferring the remaining amount to the capital reduction. So as of now, I repeat, 2000 preference shares था, 3 by 5. मतलब for every 5, 3 new preference shares they got of rupees 100 each. That is the first case. Second, for every 5 shares, again 2 equity shares were given to them, and equity shares का value है rupees 20. So ये दोनों situation clear हो गया. So now next, whatever left out is there, we will be transferring to the capital reduction. Okay. So I'll go back to the whiteboard now. Whiteboard. So what will be the entry? Tell me here. What will be the entry? Because calculation part मैंने बता दिया. Entry क्या है? Anyone?
5% preference share capital account debit to 4% preference account to equity share capital account, and if there is a difference, then capital reduction.
Okay, so you are telling 5% preference share capital जो already existing है उसको हम debit कर रहे हैं, correct? Yes. So I will pass that entry 5% cumulative preference share capital account debit. That is correct, Manish. Preference share capital account debit. Okay. So how many shares were already there? 2000 shares were there of rupees 100 each. Correct? So that is the question. Yes. 2000 shares of rupees 100 each हमारे पास already था. So 2000 multiplied by 100. What is the amount? That is 2 lakh.
Yes.
Correct है? हाँ, 2 lakh. तो 2 लाख अभी हमें प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स को देना था. इसके बदले में हमने उनको क्या क्या दिया? एक दिया हमने इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल, राइट, एंड एक दिया हमने 4% क्यूमुलेटिव प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स. यस, करेक्ट, 4% क्यूमुलेटिव प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स. So right here to 4% cumulative preference share capital account. Okay. इसका कैलकुलेशन कैसे दिखाओगे? 2000 multiplied by, for all 2000 you are not giving 2000 shares, है ना? 3 shares for every 5 shares. 5 पे 3 शेयर जा रहा है, तो 3 upon 5. And कितने में वो शेयर इश्यू किया? I guess it is 100 only. Yes. So this is what you are giving. Correct? Can you give me the amount over here? What will be the amount? Anyone?
It's 1,20,000.
1,20,000.
20,000. Yes.
50. Exact.
1,00,000. 1,20,000.
Okay, 1,20,000. ठीक है. Then 2. 4% cumulative preference shares हो गया. Then now we are issuing equity shares. So equity share capital account 2,000 shares for 2/5. मैंने क्वेश्चन में चेंज करने बोली थी आपको. Multiplied by you are issuing at ₹20. Yes. Now can you give me the amount?
Ma'am, it's 16,000.
16,000. Okay. Done. Now 1,20,000 plus 16 comes to 1,36,000. There is something left out, है ना, which we will be considering as an benefit to the company, and we are transferring it to capital reduction account. So 1,36,000 minus 2 lakh comes to 64,000, correct? That is transferred to capital reduction. Clear? Understood this, students? Any doubt in this entry? Okay, now what will be the narration? Being 4%
5%
cumulative shares. Yes, Manish?
Being 5% cumulative preference share adjusted.
In that also you can write, or you can write as 4% cumulative preference shares and equity shares capital were issued in lieu of 5% cumulative preference. वैसे भी लिख सकते. What is the new thing issued and what was written off, that you have to write in the narration. So you can write like this: being 5% cumulative preference shares adjusted by issuing 4% new cumulative preference shares and equity shares. And कितना issue किया आपको लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, because you are showing the calculation separate. Karthik was there in the class previously or अभी आ रहा है? Karthik is seeing in the waiting. Okay, now what is the next entry? Next. Equity share के बदले अभी हम क्या दे रहे हैं उनको? Okay, before that there is a for every ₹10 accumulated arrears of preference dividend, 1 equity shares of ₹2 each has been issued. Okay, so abhi preference shares, preference dividend in arrears. So what is the amount of arrears? I'll just write over here. Amount of arrears है 30,000, है ना? 30,000. So 30,000 का students arrears है preference dividend में, ठीक है? अभी ये 30,000 के लिए what is the situation? For every ₹10 accumulated arrears of preference dividend, ₹10 arrears पे company is issuing 1 equity share. 1 equity share. Okay, and equity share का value है ₹2 of ₹2. Now, how will be the entry? That is my first question. Okay, how will be the entry? That is my first question. And my second question is, what will be the number of equity shares to be issued? हाँ, ये दोनों का भी आंसर बताओ. इसमें फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है मेरा, एंट्री क्या आएगा. सेकंड क्वेश्चन है नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स कितना रहेगा. यस, एनीवन ट्राई.
Ma'am,
हाँ, यस मनीष.
preference dividend account debit to equity share account to capital reduction account.
Okay, preference share account debit. Okay.
Yeah.
To
Preference share
equity
dividend.
share capital account. Okay. To capital reduction account. Okay. Any other answer, students? Manish said preference dividend account debit. Okay. To equity share capital account. To capital reduction account. Okay. Any other entry? Any other entry? Anyone else? Yes, I have taken Karthik inside. I guess so. आगे है ना Karthik. हाँ, और कोई एंट्री? चलो चलो बताओ बताओ, whether this is correct or any other entry to be passed. So students, the question you understood, right? Preference dividend arrears है 30,000 का, और उसके बदले में ₹10, sorry, for every ₹10, 1 equity share of ₹2 each is issued to the preference shareholders. Okay, Priyanka says it is correct. What about others? I want answers. Yes. If it is correct, tell me why it is correct. If it is not correct, then what might be the entry? You just try. Yes, anyone else? अरे wrong हुआ तो भी चलेगा, just try करो. Okay. शेल्डन बहुत टाइम के बाद आंसर कर रहा है. ओके, प्रेफरेंस शेयर डिविडेंड अकाउंट डेबिट टू इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल अकाउंट. दिस इज व्हाट शेल्डन इज गिविंग मी. ओके, प्रेफरेंस शेयर dividend account debit to equity share capital account. Okay, this is what Sheldon had given me the answer. Any other answers? Any other answers? Quickly. Anyone else wants to try? Yes, Priyanka, I'll answer your question. Anyone else wants to try the entry? ये दोनों में से कौन सा करेक्ट लग रहा है तुमको, वो तो बताओ एटलीस्ट. यस, शिवरंजन या चैतन्य. जतिन है क्या आज? जतिन है क्लास में? एनीवन. शिफा, ट्राई करो. शिवराज, Kenin, what might be the entry over here? Karan, Kritika, anyone try the entry. First one is correct. That is what Shivraj is telling. Okay. Preference dividend account debit to equity share capital account to capital reduction account. Okay, that is what you are correct. You are telling. Okay. 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 Srinidhi, here in place of dividend, equity shares are issued. In place of dividend, equity shares issued. Okay, so students, I'll answer you. See, preference dividend are in arrears ₹30,000. First of all, it is not a created liability, है ना? Already balance sheet में ये liability नहीं है. Generally, preference dividend क्या रहता है? मैंने आपको previous questions में भी बताया था, याद है? ये generally notes to accounts में रहता है. So in this question, it is given. There is no balance sheet as such, so हमें directly क्या दिया है? I just go to the question again. So हमें directly adjustment में दिया है. Yes, here in the on top it is given the preference dividend where in arrears for ₹30,000. मतलब arrears है बोल के दिया है. So it is not a liability which is shown in the balance sheet. Generally preference dividend जो arrears रहता है वो balance sheet में liability नहीं दिखाता है. So जब तक liability नहीं रहता है, मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया था, you cannot write as preference dividend. Do you remember that, students? Tell me. आप preference dividend account डेबिट नहीं कर सकते, याद है कि नहीं? बताओ. लास्ट 2 क्वेश्चन में 3 क्वेश्चन में हमने ऐसे ही किया था. डू यू रिमेम्बर दैट? यस और नो?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, so we cannot debit preference dividend account here because unless and until it is a created liability, then only we can debit the preference dividend. So preference dividend account को हम rule change नहीं करेंगे. तुम लोग नहीं तो confuse हो जाओगे. तुम लोग वही सोचो कि preference dividend is given under notes to account. It is yet to be paid. It is in arrears. Okay, so it is not a created liability. Liability बोल के नहीं था. सो अभी हम उसको पे कर रहे हैं. सो जब तक वो पे लायबिलिटी नहीं रहता है हम वो अकाउंट को डेबिट नहीं करते हैं. सो क्या करना चाहिए फिर? जनरली हम क्या करते हैं एंट्री में? देखो व्हाट वी हैव डन प्रीवियसली. यस मनीष.
कैपिटल रिडक्शन अकाउंट डेबिट टू
सो
इक्विटी.
हम कैपिटल रिडक्शन अकाउंट को डेबिट करते हैं, राइट? यस, सो दैट इज करेक्ट. हाँ, देन कैपिटल रिडक्शन अकाउंट से पैसा निकाल रहा है फॉर द पेमेंट ऑफ प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड. ओके, 2. In place of giving them cash, what we are giving them? We are giving them equity shares. That's it. Nothing. हमें इधर benefit कुछ नहीं है. भले ही हम उनको कम पैसा दिया है, but हमें benefit कुछ नहीं है. Because that was an adjustment. That is not a created liability. समझो created liability है, already balance sheet में है, तो समझो क्रेडिटर्स से फॉर एग्जांपल है ना, उनको 20,000 देना था, वो लोग 10,000 में मान गए, तो रिमेनिंग 10,000 हम बेनिफिट बोल के लेते हैं. तो यहाँ पे कैसे बेनिफिट नहीं, कुछ नहीं मिल रहा है. एरियर्स था, पेमेंट होना चाहिए था, अभी आधा पेमेंट हो रहा है. ऑलरेडी हमने लायबिलिटी बोल के कहीं पे भी एंट्री नहीं किया है. सो दिस विल बी द एंट्री फॉर द पेमेंट ऑफ प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड. हमें क्लियर? एनी डाउट हियर?
नो मैम, नो.
others those who are given the answer clear हो गया. sheldon clear है? Srinidhi had somewhat had answered it correct, only थोड़ा बहुत credit part wrong दिया. ठीक है? So entry will be capital reduction account debit. If you are having any doubt, put it in the chat box or unmute करके पूछो. I am ready to explain again and again. Capital reduction account debit. तो कितने पेमेंट हो रहे हैं? ₹10 डिविडेंड पे 1 इक्विटी शेयर्स आर इश्यूड ऑफ ₹2 ईच. ओके, मतलब आपके पास 30,000 है. ओके, सो हाउ यू विल डू दिस कैलकुलेशन बच्चों? फॉर ₹10 रुपीज का, एक मिनट, आई विल जस्ट फिगर ऑफ ऑल कैन शो यू द कैलकुलेशन. तो आपके पास 10 रुपए का पेंडिंग मतलब पेंडिंग प्रेफरेंस शेयर डिविडेंड है. सो फॉर एवरी ₹10 1 इक्विटी शेयर इज इश्यूड. ओके, तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हाउ मेनी नंबर ऑफ इक्विटी शेयर्स आर इश्यूड?
3,000 I think.
Sorry students. So for ₹30,000 is the pending amount.
Yes.
How many preference shares to be issued? Okay, so 30,000 multiplied by 1 divided by 10. So 3,000 equity shares issue हो गए. Okay, and कितने का एक एक शेयर है? ₹2 है. So 3,000 multiplied by 2. Am I clear with this calculation बच्चों? Again I repeat. ₹10 this is dividend. Okay, preference dividend. So ₹10 डिविडेंड पे एक इक्विटी शेयर इश्यू हो रहा है. आपके पास 30,000 का डिविडेंड पेंडिंग है, तो कितना शेयर इश्यू हो रहा है? सो मैं दिस इज नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स आई हैव कैलकुलेटेड. सो 30,000 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 1/10. So 1/10 of 30,000 is 3,000. So 3,000 equity shares issue हो रहा है of ₹2 each. So 3,000 multiplied by 2, 6,000 is paid. Okay. और बाकी का बेनिफिट है बोल के हमें किधर भी ट्रांसफर नहीं करना है, याद रखो ये. ओके, सो टू इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल अकाउंट. तो ओनली पॉइंट इज 6,000 का नया इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल क्रिएट हो रहा है. कौन से क्रिएट किया हमने? कैपिटल रिडक्शन अकाउंट से क्रिएट किया. दैट्स इट. यू अंडरस्टूड दिस एंट्री? एनी डाउट हियर? प्लीज लेट मी नो.
नो मैम, नो डाउट.
अदर्स एनी डाउट? प्रियंका, अभी क्लियर हो गया डाउट? एनी डाउट? क्लियर ना? सो कैपिटल रिडक्शन पे आप क्रेडिट कब करोगे? जब वो लायबिलिटी ऑलरेडी बैलेंस शीट में रहेगा और वो जो लायबिलिटी पे ऑफ करते वक्त हमें कुछ बेनिफिट मिला तो ही आप कैपिटल रिडक्शन अकाउंट को क्रेडिट करोगे, याद रखो। जैसे पहला एंट्री में हमें बेनिफिट मिला तो हमने कैपिटल रिडक्शन अकाउंट को क्रेडिट किया 64,000 से। क्यों? क्योंकि एग्जिस्टिंग प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स ज्यादा पैसे नहीं लेकर गए, 64,000 छोड़ दिया, कम पे दिया हमने उनको, एंड दैट टू वी हैड गिवन देम इन द फॉर्म ऑफ प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स एंड इक्विटी शेयर्स। रेस्ट अमाउंट वी ट्रांसफर किया। एंड ये कैसा है, प्रेफरेंस शेयर अरियर्स से पेमेंट ही नहीं हुआ है, डिविडेंड लायबिलिटी क्रिएट ही नहीं हुआ है, तो अभी हमें पेमेंट करना है। कहां से पेमेंट करेंगे? So we are removing money from capital reduction account, and in place of giving them cash, we are giving them equity share cap. Okay? So hope you understood this entry. Now let us go to the next entry. Okay. Now next entry is for every 5 old equity shares, 1 new equity shares of ₹2 each is issued. This is simple, है ना? 5 old equity shares. So equity share capital account debit, equity share capital account debit. ये एंट्री मैंने आपसे पूछा नहीं because you are aware of that, है ना? So equity share capital account debit, कितना पहले equity shares था? There were 30,000 equity shares, है ना? So 30,000 equity shares पे for what is the point here? 5 old equity share है तो 1 new equity shares is issued. So 5 पे 1 है ना बच्चों, 5 पे 1 शेयर इश्यू हो रहा है, so 1/5 है ना? एंड कितने में इश्यू कर रहे हैं? एक शेयर को, अभी नया शेयर ऑफ ₹2 each. ओके सॉरी, यहाँ पे हम डायरेक्टली दिखाएंगे, दिस इज आवर ओल्ड इक्विटी शेयर, ये यहाँ पे ये मत लिखो। ओल्ड का वैल्यू कितना था? ₹10 ना? यस, ओल्ड वैल्यू वाज 10। ओल्ड इक्विटी शेयर्स अपने पास है 3 लाख का। this we are debiting. Now new equity share पे वो कैलकुलेशन लिखो, तो न्यू इक्विटी शेयर कैपिटल अकाउंट। हाँ, अभी यहाँ पे ये कैलकुलेशन लिखा, 30,000 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 5 पे 1, that is 1/5, and new equity shares are issued at ₹2 each. What will be the amount here? What will be the amount? 12,000. Srinidhi says 12,000. Okay. हाँ, तो अभी बेनिफिट मिला कि नहीं? 3 लाख देना था बट सिर्फ 12,000 पे सेटल हो रहा है, तो बाकी का क्या है? बेनिफिट है, राइट? So remaining amount we will be transferring to capital reduction. You understood now this entry? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the remaining amount? 2,88,000, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Which will be transferred to capital reduction. Okay, so being so and so equity shares issued in lieu of old equity shares बोल के लिख सकते हैं। Done, entry clear. Now last entry which is left over, that is writing off the profit and loss account, writing off all the assets which are reduced, है ना? इनका वैल्यू कम हो। Okay, so what I'll do, I'll write the entry, last 2 entries here itself. Clear off everything. Okay, now next entry will be, we have to write off preference dividend का हो गया ना? हाँ, write off whatever assets are given. कौन सा है क्वेश्चन में? Yes, capital reduction account debit, है ना? Now the entry will be capital reduction account debit, last entry. Yes, can you give me tell me which are all the assets which are written off? कौन सा है? 1 by 1, 2. Anyone can tell me? 1 by 1 क्वेश्चन देख के बताते जाओ। there is कहाँ है क्वेश्चन? हाँ मिल गया मुझे, ठीक है, तुम लोग नहीं बता रहे हो, I will just check. Okay, so there is a patent of rupees 70,000. There is a plant and machinery of 17,000. Tools and equipments of 2,000. Correct? Patent.
Yes.
Yes. Can you give me the amount, Manish?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Then plant and machinery. Then tools and equipments. Yes.
Patent is for 70,000.
70,000. Credit कर
Plant
रहे
and,
हो तो credit column में लिखो. हाँ, then
plant and machinery is for 17,000.
17,000. Okay. Then
Tool and equipment is for 2,000.
कितना?
2,000.
2,000. Okay. And then profit and loss balance is also there. Debit balance, है ना? हाँ. How much it is?
That is 1,98,000.
How much?
1,98,000.
1,98,000. Okay. Anything is left out?
No, ma'am.
Done. Preference share का तो हमने ले लिया था, हो गया वो, है ना? हाँ, preference share का हमने यहाँ पे लिया है. Okay, now what is the balance which is there? Total amount कितना है capital reduction का? पहले total करे क्या वो? देखो यहाँ पे अपने पास कैपिटल रिडक्शन है 64,000 क्रेडिट किया था हमने, और 64,000 प्लस 2,88,000. प्लीज ऐड करो बच्चों उसको. 2,88,000 प्लस 64,000 माइनस 6,000 हमने डिडक्ट किया है यहाँ. So minus 6,000. Tell me what is the balance left out in capital reduction account?
It's 3,46,000.
3,46,000. Correct, है ना? Okay. So 3,46,000 is total capital reduction account में जो standing है. Now take the total of all these four together and tell me what is the remaining amount which will be transferred to experiment and research account. To experiment and research expense account. Research expense account. कितना बच गया बोलो? Out of 3,46,000, what is the left out amount? How much is left out, बच्चों? Anyone calculate?
59,000.
कितना? 59,000. Okay. So 59,000 is left out, which is transferred to experiment and research. Okay, done. हो गया. You understood? Any doubt in this? This was again a little bit different. देखो एंट्री 4, लेकिन कितना टाइम लग गया मैं सोच के एंट्री डालने में. कुछ डाउट है क्या बच्चों ये क्वेश्चन में? No, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So before winding up, shall I stop sharing this screen? I wanted to discuss one thing today. हो गया ना सबका? I'll just stop sharing. Okay. So today we have organized one small orientation session for you all. Okay, याद है मैंने थोड़ा दिन पहले आपको एक सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स के बारे में क्लास ग्रुप में भेजा था, फाइनेंशियल प्लान कंस्ट्रक्शन के ऊपर. So this certificate course we are starting late. आपका इंटरनल्स और प्रोजेक्ट खत्म होने के बाद ही स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, ठीक है स्टूडेंट्स. एंड टाइमिंग भी हम ऐसा रखेंगे कि आपका दूसरा जो TISS का कोर्स है उससे क्लैश नहीं होना चाहिए, वैसे टाइमिंग रखेंगे. एंड सेकेंड, व्हाट इज दिस कोर्स इज अबाउट, इससे क्या बेनिफिट मिलेगा, ये सारे एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए हम आज रिसोर्स पर्सन को ही बुलाया है. एंड ये ओरिएंटेशन रहेगा 12 o'clock. Okay, am I clear? So I'll send the link in the group. I want everyone to just join the orientation. एक बार orientation join करो, क्या कोर्स है, क्या बेनिफिट मिलेगा, ये सब देखो. बिकॉज मैंने याद है आपको जब रिजल्ट आया था तब बताया था आपको और CV में एड ऑन करने के लिए कुछ ना कुछ चाहिए, रेज्यूमे में एड ऑन करने के लिए. बिकॉज नाउ द job field requires not only your back knowledge, they are looking for many other things. So you need some or the other certificate courses add on knowledge in your resume में भी दिखाना है, plus आपका दिमाग में भी रहना है. So for that purpose, we are organizing. ये course में खास करके SY TY students को ही रखा है, because FY वालों को ये ज़्यादा heavy हो जाता है. SY TY, now if you have already done equity and equity research वाला जो अपना course था, ये course और benefit रहेगा. समझो वो नहीं किया है, फिर भी it will be beneficial. You can construct your own portfolio. You can guide others how to construct the portfolio, everything. Just आज orientation attend करो. I want everyone to be there. I am keeping it compulsory for all of you. So I want everyone be there. Just understand what is this course is about. समझो तुम लोग को अच्छा नहीं लगा मत कर. अच्छा लगा then 950 का course है. How to make the payment, all those things we will tell you later. As of now आपको register करना है. That's it. Okay? वो registration link already है. मैंने group में भी डाला था. अभी आज क्या करो, सिर्फ orientation attend करो and try to know what is that course is about. Okay? ठीक है? Everyone will come now for that orientation. I want all of you to be there. Then course करना है कि नहीं, that is left to you. I am not forcing anyone. ठीक है? That is left to you. You can talk to your parents also, because you know payment is there, 950 देना है. So that's why.